This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, I'm your host, Jason Glick.
What's up, Jason Glick?
Hey, John, I'm good. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Everything's fine here. We're all fine here now. How are you?
Oh, it's like I've got like all sorts of like work to do outside of all this. It's like besides just recording these podcasts and like writing up reviews and all, but that's neither here nor there. So I mean, what do you got for us? Or what did I tell you we've got for us?
Well, I don't know what exactly. I think you said something about the ancient Magus's bride.
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. It's like, so normally it's like I will like do like a podcast, talking about like the end of like a specific series, trying to put it on retrospect. But the Ancient Magus's Bride is different in the sense that this is a series I've been following ever since it came out, by released by Seven Seas, and 9 volumes have been released in English so far. And it's a pretty fantastic series. It's like so great that it's all even given a anime adaptation by Studio Wit. And if you're not familiar with these guys, then maybe you're familiar with some of the other stuff they've done, which is Attack on Titan. So there you go. Oh, and also it's like Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress, which is fun, and like I enjoyed it, but it's also it's like it hews really closely to the zombie like conventional playbook. So there you go. But like this has been a really like entertaining series that I've been following since it's been released in English. It's like, and it's like, but the reason I'm doing it now is because it with volume 9 has reached the end of its first major arc. In fact, at the end of volume 9, it basically says the Ancient Magus's Bride enters a new chapter. The college arc begins. So I figured why I want to talk about how much I've enjoyed this series right now, and as well as its like issues as well, because if I don't, then it may be maybe another at the rate it's coming out, it may be another 5 or 6 years before we before I talk about it again. And that's even if that's we're talking about the end of its next arc, because it's like this isn't a jump title where it's a new volume comes out every 4 months and all. So this is like a series where maybe we'll at least get 1 volume a year, maybe 2 if we're lucky. So there you go. But what is the Ancient Magus's Bride? The Ancient Magus's Bride is essentially a series that takes a look at the Beauty and the Beast scenario. It's like and kind of and also interrogates its more Stockholm syndrome characteristics, because as in the first volume we're introduced to Chise Hattori. It's like a Japanese girl who has had a very rough life, to the point where she's reached the end of her rope. And in the sense that she, her family has abandoned her. She sees weird, crazy, spirits, whenever. It's like, and it's like, and she's convinced by this auction house owner to hey, it's like if you don't want to live, then maybe consider just living for someone else and putting yourself up for auction to find someone who wants you. And that person who wants her turns out to be one Elias Ainsworth. And before you hear that name, you think hey, this sounds like a proper English gentleman. Well, the fact that he's lives in England is the only proper thing about him. Ainsworth is essentially a magical creature. It's who has the ability to understands why humans act the way they do, but has no understanding as to the nuts and bolts as to why they do this. In fact, it's Ainsworth is most distinctive as a character design in the sense that he is almost like a cow skull, who has a cow skull for a face. It's with a vaguely human body, like with clothes underneath. But he's also but as we see in later volumes, like he's also like has his own like it's like rings of thorns. It's like and like beastly body as well. It's like but it's like as far as his generic like form, he's got that like that cow skull that like lets you know that okay that he's this is like his the form he's chosen to interact with regular people on a like on a day-to-day basis, and he is the one who buys Chisei from the auction house because Chisei is also what's called a slave beggy. It's like someone who can absorb and generate magic in it's like in it's like in prodigious quantities. Like, but it's also kind of a curse because it's also like meant that she's going to die because of like this die early. It's like as a result of these abilities as well. Now, Elias has bought her not just because of these abilities, but also because he also wants to learn about how to learn from her about how why do humans like act as they do. It's like that old like android science fiction quandary filtered through a it's like a fantasy it's like a fantasy prism, and and it's a very compelling fantasy prism as well. From the I mean like from the bit where Chis in the opening chapter where Chisei is almost seduced by the members of the Fae to abandon Elias. It's like and go take and go join the fairy clan, and then when she decides that no, it's like he is the only person. It's like since I discovered my abilities, who's wanted me for who I am, I'm going to stay with him. It's like and like he and Elias says, yeah, okay. It's like I'm glad you feel this way because like I also want you to be my bride as well. It's like what? It's like yeah, it's like that's on one hand that's kind of creepy, but at the same time though, it's like the series like does do a good job of interrogating that as it goes on from from the gemsmith who who befriends Chisei and is a old acquaintance of Elias. It's like like as she tells him as she tells Chisei, hey, if this guy does anything like really creepy towards you, just let me know and I'll sort him out. It's like or the priest, like the regular Christian priest, it's like who checks in on Elias from time to time because hey, it's like we've got this like really strange like being here. It's like we need to like have him like play by the rules just to make sure things don't get too crazy. It's like in our it's like in our area. It's like or the other alchemists such as Renfried and Alice who are also being manipulated by another being, Cartaphilus, who is also known as Joseph, like who turns out to be like one of the big bad around here. It's like, and it's like there's like the series does like a really good job of world building, just like letting it's like like there are rules, like for all the magic here. It's like and also just how all these characters like have to abide by them as well. It's like even someone like Elias, who was initially presented as it's like as as a powerful and knowledgeable creature, like he's got his own. He has to abide by all these things as well, and he's also revealed to be kind of selfish as well. In fact, in rereading like all 9 volumes so far, the most interesting thing about the series is how it subverts Elias's role as kind of like the like knowledgeable know-it-all like in like it's like in the series because it's like well it's all because Chisei like has like is consistently shown to be have a willfulness about how she manages like her autonomy. It's like how she will like just like dive right into helping someone regardless of the consequences to herself, and there are consequences like because it's like her status as a slave beggy. It's like like he's got lots of like she's like like a step away from death's door in a lot of cases, like throughout these volumes as well. In fact, it's not until the final volume that we find that kind of thing is addressed in a rather interesting way, I will say. It's like, but with Elias, it's like you kind of expect him to be the it's like the guy who knows everything, and just it's like, hey, it's like it's like when he says like I forbid this, it's like he's just acting like, because like he knows what's going on, and like he's just like saying, no, I know what this is, and like it's like, because I know this, it's like you are forbidden from acting this way. Well, no, in fact, it's like it's rather interesting to see that it's like the reason Elias doesn't want to say acting in specific ways is because he not only because he's attached to her, but also because he's really kind of emotionally naive in a lot of ways. It's like because like he realizes that, hey, because Chise befriends this everyday girl, it's like who's like living next to us. Like I'm kind of jealous of that. It's like what is this thing that I'm feeling? And hey, because I'm feeling this way to her, I might consider her to be like a willing sacrifice in order to like address like the issues facing Chise. Now, I've written my most recent review of this series. Like I mentioned that the series is kind of like fallen into a bit of a rut about hey, Chise does something out to it's like outrageous, and then Elias just reacts to that. Rereading them has given me an interesting perspective on that, in the sense that it's like it's like that Elias's actions, like as they were characterized in Volume 9, like really do come off as childish, and it's like and immature. It's like just the sense that it's like, I mean, when I was reading Volume 8, I was like thinking that Elias was like, dude, like don't, like, okay, I can understand if you want to sacrifice someone to like ease the burden on Chise. It's like you could do that, but don't do it for don't use the person that Chise is attached to as your sacrifice. But looking at this, I think it really does drive home the fact that like that Elias was really acting out of jealousy at that moment. It's like, and it's like, and it does make a certain sense. I mean, like, yeah, it was bad, but it's like, but like understandable from a certain awful perspective. There you go. In fact, that's like I said, this is one of the things that I like rereading. One of the reasons I want to go and reread all like the volumes of a series up to a certain point before doing these things, because it does add a certain perspective to to these podcasts that it's like that I do. In fact, volume 9 is really interesting, because not only do we get like Chise's history, it's like as far as like because it had been hinted like repeatedly like over the course of the previous like 8 volumes that her mother had tried to kill her because of her abilities. But then when we finally get the actual dirty details of it, um, like it's actually like kind of like kind of surprising, and it's like and paints the mother in a more sympathetic light. It's like it's really interesting, and it also like paves the way to sorting out what the big bad of the series, Cartaphilus or Joseph, because like they're like these guys. Well, they're not really. On one hand, they're two different people, but they're also like one person, because Cartaphilus is established as the wandering Jew, the person who it's like who decried, who mocked Jesus when he was it's like on the road to his crucifixion. It's like, and he was forced to it's like like live forever with a constantly rotting body as a result. It's like in fact like the series is interesting because like I mean like while Chisei it's like is kind of like the point of view character for Japanese audiences, the series really it's like reflects a Judeo-Christian it's like look at magic and religion as well. It's like you get the feeling that its creator Corey Yamazaki like is like like more like in tune with this kind of like perspective on it's like on magic and religion. It's like and that in order to make it work for Japanese audiences, she needed that Japanese character in order to provide the like the specific point of view. But Carter Phyllis it's like and Yosef it's like he's an interesting character, especially as the like, as we find out in this final volume, sorry, in volume 9. It's like about what Yosef did in order to allow he and Cartophilus to survive. In fact, Cartophilus Yosef's sin is more one is interesting. That's one more born of pride um, than anything else. And as things go on, in fact, the biggest complaint I can put against Volume 9 is like that there's so much thrown in. It's like in the final chapter, which is a like exercised one, like to the point where it's like where Yamazaki has to like like allow the not only allow for the reconciliation between Chise and Ruth, her like her dog familiar. It's like and Elias, who is who also been put out because of his who she's also shunned because of her actions because of his actions in the previous volume. It's like and also like the it's like the actions of the member of the witches coven who tried to help her out. It's like and also like tried to sort out my Cardophilus and Joseph's like issues. Like there's a lot of stuff going on at the very end, and so it's like it's kind of like okay, it's like yeah, there's it's like in the end it kind of works because of the goodwill the series has established up to this point. I mean, if you weren't on board with the series, then I can't imagine you have gotten this far. It's like, but it's like, but because like I've been like thoroughly invested, it's like in the series, and I think that like mangaka Corey Yamazaki has done good work with the characters. It's like I'm willing to it's like to indulge her. It's like with all this like crazy stuff that happens. It's like and all like the necessary plot machinations. It's like in the final chapter. And yeah, it's like I am kind of looking forward to how things turn out in the next arc because this is apparently like Chise going to attending the Mages College. It's like and like she's finally like spreading her own wings. It's like Elias realizes that like I need to let her go and like do this for herself. And I'm and I want to see like how this turns out. I mean, like, no, the series isn't perfect. I mean, like, it does like for certain plot points, like as things go on, but it does create, it's like lot. It does like a fantastic job with world building. It's like and also like it creates like lots of interesting and sympathetic characters as well. So yeah, and and also it's like it does it's like even though it's like there is a certain amount of closure gained in this ninth volume, it's like it does feel like a okay, we reached the end of one story and now we're going to the next one. There are lots of little plot points that like I want to know. Well, what happened to these characters? Like what it's like it's like where did Elias actually come from? Because like while his origin is mentioned in the series, it's like he's mentioned like hey it's like as he's not quite a creature of the Fae, not quite a creature of pure magic. It's like and he also mentioned that I think I maybe used to eat human people, but it's like, it's like, where did he actually come from? So like, I want to know more about where he comes from. It also, it's like when we find out about Chisei's or like family history, we learn that her father left with her son for parts unknown, and like, well, what happened to them? It's like, there's so I mean, yeah, it's like I want to see how Chisei spreads her wings at this Magus college, but I want to know where's your dad and where's your brother, and also just what is Liza's origin as well. So it's really so. I don't know if Yamazaki really planned this as well, but it's really like really great textbook like comics writing in the sense that you've reached the end of a story, but there's still plenty of things to keep you reading along as well, and that's what makes this like great stuff. So, I mean, like 2018 has been like a really entertaining year for as far as like stuff that I want to put on a like a best of 2020 best of the year list. I realize it's coming down to the wire here, but like there's the like, but unlike last year, like there's going to make a real like rush as far as like what's going to be like best best of, and so the Ancient Magus' Bride. Now I've already mentioned this series as far as a like best of year. I think it was was it 2017 or was it 2016? I don't know, but really, it's like even for like its flaws, as far as like maybe trying to do too much with what's given. It's like this has been a really fantastic series, and I'm thoroughly looking forward to seeing what Korei Yamazaki does like with the college arc after this. So there you go, John. So I know I've been talking for a while, but any thoughts on your end about all this?
So, where did you get your copy from?
Oh, I get my copy from like the retailer that offers like lots of great discounts on all stuff. That'd be the Right Stuff. I mean, like Amazon also offers good discounts on stuff eventually, but Right Stuff will offer like 25% off normally, more if you're a member of their Got Anime Club.
All right, cool. Hey, so what you going to talk about next time?
Well, actually, I think you were probably going to help me out with that, weren't you, John?
Oh, I am. Oh,
Yeah.
please refresh my memory.
Well, I mean, it's like we've been talking about want to do like not only a Conan podcast, like best what Dark Horse has done, like with the character, but also, I mean, you told me you picked up Batman White Knight, like as well.
So I guess we should just leave it a mystery as to which one of those we're going to cover next time.
Or maybe both, right?
Or maybe both. You never know. All right. Well, hey, that sounds like a pretty exciting time. So I'll catch you next time on Comic Picks by the Click.
All right. Laters, everyone.
Bye.